YouTube, what is up? And for today's video, we're going to talk about something unique and fun. It's actually the stigma and the stigma behind cannabis. Also, those that use cannabis that are athletes. There's a stigma there too. So let's get into it. So for today, the biggest thing I want to talk about is something that all cannabis users or anybody that's ever even dabbled with it has heard. And that is you are lazy, and any stoner is lazy, and any cannabis user is lazy. And that's just not the case. There's actually a lot of people that are very athletic and others that are really in shape that use cannabis every single day, but they use it smartly and they use it in a way that really helps their body instead of hurt their athletic gains or where they're trying to go. So, yes, could you be lazy because you smoke cannabis? Sure. But cannabis isn't making you lazy. If anything, it could be the properties within cannabis. It could be, too much of an indica strain. Could have too much of a terpene that is making you very tired or lethargic. So there's other reasons why cannabis is making you tired, but to say cannabis is lazy or stoners make, people seem lazy or cannabis makes you stay on the couch, whatever it is, it isn't true. It's only true with a grain of salt. Anybody can be very athletic and anybody can be very outgoing while using cannabis every single day. Two of the biggest things about cannabis and why it gets a stigma is one, just average users that smoke a lot or dabble in it or whatever they want to do, they typically are lazy. And that is more of an excuse than anything else. But those that really do enjoy cannabis and see it as a medical outlet or an outlet of relieving stress, they also know how to compartmentalize their day, so they're still doing the things that are healthy throughout. And what I mean by this is somebody that would go for a run or a sprinter or a basketball player, somebody that's always doing cardio would not smoke anything before they go. And if they do, it would be very minimal. Reason being is it can dehydrate you smoking as well as it impacts your lung health. It impacts your lung concentration of oxygen in that moment. Not for the longevity of everything, you can clear your lungs out, but it does affect. So 9 times out of 10, somebody that, wants to go on a run before and they're an athlete, they know this. I need to do very little so it doesn't hurt them that much when they're running, or they actually use an edible or a drink. And that is because it gets into their body without affecting the organs that they need to be good at what they do. So kind of cool, but it's also a little gray area because now you have the NBA, you have the MLB, you have the NFL, you have all these major pro leagues that have now allowed the use of cannabis, something that you never used to think was even possible. So much so when I was in high school that if you did it, you pretty much blackballed yourself from any college or pro level sport because if you tested positive, you were kicked off the team. Now we see a turn in this, and this is very vital because there are so many healing properties similar to LeBron James and how he talks about going on a wine bath for antioxidants. Kind of the same deal with cannabis. If you use it smartly, you get all the same benefits at a lot cheaper of a cost and also a lot better on your body than just stuffing it all the time with Advil or a painkiller or something when you could use a really nice cannabis hydration drink, for example, or anything else that really can help the body, especially CBD concentrated stuff, CBG concentrated stuff, as well as the natural antioxidants that are found in cannabis, as well as anti-tumor capabilities or cancer capabilities, and all the other benefits. So cannabis in itself has a ton of benefits. Some athletes actually source for these benefits and other things, like I said with wine, but there's also other things you can do naturally that isn't cannabis that has benefits as well. Yet, cannabis has the most productive, as far as studies show, ability to help with a lot of the problems that athletes face. And it's a huge deal because a lot of the pro leagues now are okay with it. They're okaying athletes to use it. So as long as athletes know how to use it properly, we'll actually see a lot of endurance uptick. Think about it. If your knees are feeling good, if your legs are feeling great, your arms don't hurt as much, you're going to score more points. And vice versa in any other sport, you're going to do better. So we actually see the level of competition raise because of the use of cannabis and people starting to get behind it. You see players that typically had a lot of pain are starting to not have as much pain, able to sleep, able to rebuild their body. That's another really big part about athletes is if you're not getting proper sleep, you're not rebuilding right. Same thing if you're not eating right. And some people use cannabis to eat more because they need to put on more weight. They need to be an offensive lineman weighing 600 pounds or whatever it is. Not really 600 pounds, but you know what I mean. So I really just want to highlight that the stigma behind cannabis needs to go away. It's not like it was in the 80s or 90s where you saw a long-haired guy with a mustache sitting down on a skate park, not moving, smoking cannabis, and you guys think that was the stigma. However, It's not like that anymore. Everybody uses it. Who knows? Your mom might use it. Your grandma might use it. Your daughter might use it. Who knows? You never know who's using it these days because it has gotten to this point, which is great for the industry, but the knowledge behind the industry is still lacking, and the acceptance behind the industry is still lacking. You still don't feel comfortable doing a lot of things in public with cannabis, but I'm hoping that these videos help break the stigma. I'm hoping that every day we see more and more cannabis use as far as a medical practice. But with that being said, I will conclude the video here. I don't want to go too much on a rant, but I really want to be here. So if you have any questions about your athletic endurance, anything at all, as far as what can you use, what do you think would help, or just questions in general, like, comment, and subscribe because I really want to help you guys. I want to be able to be here. I want to respond to comments that help. So feel free to write anything in the comments below and I will make a video or at least respond to it. With that, have a great day. See you later.